Hawaii Eats is brought to you by the Honolulu Star Advertisers Dining Out, Cisco Hawaii, Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, Gather Federal Credit Union, Royal Sonesta Kauai Resort, and Kauai Visitors Bureau. Welcome to Where Hawaii Eats. I have a very special guest with me today, Angèl Foster. She's the owner of Island Olive Oil Company and one of the first sommeliers in, I think, the world. Is that correct?
In Hawaii.
In Hawaii, but in Hawaii, you know, that's Where Hawaii Eats is very diverse in what we want to cover because olive oil is olive oil. It's not your traditional thinking of olive oil. So we're going to be doing an olive oil tasting, and Angèl's going to lead us on the way.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you for doing the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Really excited to be with you today.
Really, I'm curious about the different olive oils because I had no idea that it was very similar to wines.
Exactly. So there are hundreds and thousands of varieties of olives. And one of the first things that I always like to educate people on is any place that can grow good grapes for wine can grow good olives for olive oil. It's the same growing seasons, the same climate. And a lot like wines, it's all about the variety of the olive and the terroir in which it's grown in. So, for example, what we have first to try is a Bianco Lilla. And a Bianco Lilla is this olive oil right here. And this is a Sicilian variety of olive. And this is actually grown in Chile. Now, Chile, like you know, has great wines also. Mm-hmm. And Chile happens to have a lot of produces a really creamy, buttery olive oil. So we really love our Chilean olive oils. So what we're gonna do, and we are going to use, these are traditional tasting glasses.
Why are they blue?
So the reason they are blue is because we want to make sure that you know how we all say we eat with our eyes first? We wanna make sure that we are not biasing our taste by the color of the olive oil. So that's one of the reasons why sommeliers use the blue tasting glasses.
I see. Do we cheers?
We can cheers, and I'm gonna actually show you the proper way to taste it.
Okay.
So what you do is you're gonna put it in your hand and you're gonna kind of warm up the bottom of the glass, and you're gonna cover the top of the glass like this, and you're kind of swirl it around and get your heat into your palm of your hand to kind of open up the nose of the oil, okay? The reason they call this one Bianco Lilla is because actually when the olive turns kind of a whitish color right before it starts changing color. So it's a greenish white, so Bianco, white. Yeah. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of take a little bunny sniff. What do you smell?
I smell olive oil.
Good. Well, that's good because that's what's in here. So you're gonna smell olive oil, but it's a bit fruitier, a bit kind of sweeter. You're gonna try some different ones, so you're gonna really get an idea. So there are 3 positive attributes. So I'm gonna show you first how I taste it, and then you can go ahead with me. So what we did was we just kind of opened it up, warmed it up, and then we're gonna take a sip and we're gonna kind of slurp it back. So what we do is we first taste the fruitiness on the tip of our tongue, then there's gonna be a little bitterness in the mid palate, and then pepperiness, which is actually more of a physiological reaction to the polyphenols in the olive oil. And that's gonna be the pungency. So we'll take a little sip. Does this taste mild to you?
It's very smooth.
Very smooth,
and
right?
it's light. And the peppery, it's a pepper.
Just a little bit.
Just the hint of that.
So this is a very delicate oil. This is something that you would like to use delicate oils with light salad greens, with fruit, pastry, kind of very delicate and buttery. You can even drizzle it on ice cream. So this one we're going to pair with our little clementines here.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is you can, if you want to, you can even drizzle a little bit right on top of your tangerine. And you'll see how that like light, delicate oil, not that you would eat tangerines in olive oil, but that light, delicate oil really kind of works well with the fruitiness of the tangerine.
It intensifies the flavor. It's very, very good.
So if you're gonna make a salad that had, like say, butter lettuce, maybe some light goat cheese, a little bit of fruit in it, something like that. An olive oil like a Bianco Lilla would be a really, really pretty, nice, delicate oil. Also great for crudo de pesce, using drizzling like on sashimi, or like a hamachi, something really more delicate, would be a really nice pairing for that.
Okay, and then the next oil that we're gonna taste?
So the next oil we're gonna taste is gonna be this one right here.
So we are gonna take a quick break.
Okay.
We're going to come back and we're gonna sample, what is the next one?
The Pickle, it's a
Pickle.
Spanish olive oil.
Okay, I'm excited to learn more about that. And welcome back. I see that we have some Granny Smith apples here.
Yes, so the Granny Smith apples are a really important part of cleansing your palate. So when an olive oil sommelier tries their olive oils, and we have to try hundreds at a time, okay? Well, not hundreds at a time, but hundreds over a course of days, right? So as you're trying them, of course, you need a palate cleanser. So a nice glass of water and a Granny Smith apple is a great way to cleanse your palate between oils, so you can taste different ones. So this next oil is a Pickle. Pickle is the most prolific olive that is grown. It is a Spanish varietal. And this is a really beautiful oil. We're kind of cheating a little bit today because I actually have some that we're gonna dip Chef Jeremy's beautiful bread in. And you can see the beautiful emerald green color of this olive oil.
It is really green.
So this olive oil, so we're gonna try it the same way again. We're gonna kind of swirl it, taste it. This olive oil has notes of green tomato leaf. This is a medium intensity olive oil. So medium oil will be something that you will want to have, would be a great all-purpose olive oil. I love this for finishing dishes. I use it to finish pasta, great on like to finish off an avocado toast with a squeeze of lemon and a little fresh, little flake sea salt. It's really delicious, but you're gonna get that really green tomato, really herbaceous aroma and taste in this one.
Okay.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. So this would be like a staple in your pantry.
Yes, I actually have some right now. This is a
delicious.
really fresh oil. Do you see how much more intense it is than that first oil we tried? Yeah, so it's got that fruitiness, that real grassy up front, then that little bitterness in the mid palate. That kind of gives a little variety.
Everything you explained happened in my mouth.
And then that peppering. Are you still feeling that lingering burning?
It's actually probably good for a sore throat.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, that is a sign of a very fresh olive oil, and that's, like I said, the polyphenols or the oleocanthal. So it's nature's ibuprofen.
Oh.
It's actually one of the biggest health benefits of fresh olive oils.
Well, can we let's try the bread with
so
this.
Let's try the bread with it and see what you think. Isn't that good?
That's very good. It really captures the essence of the oil.
And now these oils, they don't taste greasy, do they?
No.
It's like right after you sip it, your mouth is kind of cleansed. So it really means it's a fresh oil.
There's no like oily residue.
Yeah. Like a lot of times I think, when you eat fresh ice cream and it's got a lot of butter fat in it, how your mouth gets a little coated. Well, that's one of the things that you'll notice that you don't have with a fresh olive oil. And I'm gonna give you a little treat, and this is one of Chef Alan's favorites, is our 25-year aged dark balsamic vinegar. So you can try that. And this is really thick, and it just makes a beautiful bread dipping. And that's called the estilo affinato. So these are traditionally made in Italy. Give that a whirl.
It tastes like a hint of wine in there. It's very good. Wow, you can definitely taste the difference.
It's a really, these vinegars are a lot more intense. They don't have a lot of wine vinegar added. So that's one of the biggest things you'll see with a lot of vinegars on the market, to make them a little bit more affordable, but add a lot of wine vinegar because it takes a lot less time to make it. But then at the same time, you'll have to add a lot of sugars and things to it.
The other question that I have, you're a local-based company. Nobody really knows that there are such things as olive oil sommeliers. You're one, your husband is the second.
Yes, my husband and I are the first two olive oil sommeliers in Hawaii. So it's a very small community of us. But olive oil is actually one of the only foods that has to be considered to be certified as an extra virgin. It has to also be not only chemically certified, but also by sensory analysis. So a person has to taste an olive oil to be able to call it extra virgin.
You have locations in Kakaako and Kailua.
Yes, and online.
And online.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you also have some local products that you make here as well. Is that the last one we're going to try?
We're going to try this one last one, little dessert.
That's a nice little dessert.
We'll try that, and then we'll try the dessert.
Okay.
So this last oil is our Koretina.
Okay.
So this is a very robust oil. This is also an Italian varietal, and this one is my fault. This one is from Peru. So it depends on the hemisphere, the time of year. So we bring them in fresh.
So this one you selected to go with chocolate.
Yes. So a robust oil is going to be really strong and pungent and peppery, and this is the kind of oil that's going to stand up to things like a ribeye, fattiness, garlic, a lot of flavors, and is really great with chocolate.
Okay.
So we're going to try this.
I'm excited.
One of the telltale tastes is green almond. That first taste you get. It's a little floral.
It's so fresh.
And tastes alive, right?
It tastes so like I feel like you just like put it in a blender and just gave
We
it to
plucked
me.
it and well, that's to make a really good high quality fresh oil, you have to pick the fruit and it has to be pressed within 4 hours. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now this is the fun experiment. You're gonna take this piece of dark chocolate, let it kind of start melting in your mouth a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can't talk with it in my mouth. You can try to chew it a little bit. You're gonna taste dark chocolate, right? Now take a little sip of the olive oil with it. It turns into milk chocolate.
It's
tastes really
delicious.
creamy.
Yes. Wow, great experiment.
Mm-hmm.
What a great
A lot
new
of fun.
thing. Very fun.
And plus you get to eat chocolate.
Yes. Oh, what a great way to end the tasting.
This is our blood orange brownie kit. Really popular. We have our blood orange olive oil that you just mix and bake with it. And I'm gonna let you try the orange olive oil, and then you can take a sip. So we have all the infused oils too.
Okay.
You don't have to do that with
I
this
don't
one.
have to do it?
No,
Okay.
just take a little sniff and a little sip.
Wow, I can smell the orange as soon as I was.
And this is great. You can also use olive oils for sweet and savory things. This is wonderful with salmon. I have a friend that does French toast with it. And
yummy.
this is a little chocolate balsamic vinegar. You can just take a sip of that and try that. And this is something we like to use with the blood orange olive oil, but can be really delicious on just fresh berries with some
Wow.
whipped cream. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we say this is like kind of like Jelly Bellies, like matching the flavors, but like for grown-ups. Not that I still don't love Jelly Bellies.
Well, thank you very much for taking me on this journey. This is the first
welcome.
time I've ever had an olive oil tasting. What's your website?
www.islandoliveoil.com.
Thank you so much, Angèl, for doing the show.
You're welcome,
And
Anna.
thank you for watching Where Hawaii Eats. Where Hawaii Eats is brought to you by the Honolulu Star Advertisers Dining Out, Cisco Hawaii, Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, Gather Federal Credit Union, Royal Sonesta Kauai Resort, and Kauai Visitors Bureau.